Ascended Heroes insanity is continuing. It's not slowing down even in the slightest, but we do have some interesting developments. It's not just the top chase cards or sealed of the set that's seeing massive gains. We're now seeing some of the mid to lower level cards, after they're bouncing off of those lows, seeing some pretty massive gains. So I'm going to break down everything that you guys need to know about the set. Let's just jump straight into it. And we're going to start off with the Team Rocket's Mewtwo. This is card number 281. It is up a whopping 44.4% just in the past month alone. It broke recently over that $400 mark, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Now, this card, when it was first revealed, was a little bit divisive. You can see it is illustrated by Arita. Some people liked it, some people didn't. For me personally, I do prefer the Destined Rivals artwork more, but I do like this card still. And with the strength of the market, paired with the popularity of Ascended, I'm not surprised in the slightest to finally see this card running. You will see market price $407. Most recent sale $442, and lowest listeds are very interesting. This card is about to potentially take a massive leg up. You have 400, 2 at 400 at the lowest listeds. Then we jump up into the 440 range. After that, then we're into the 500, potentially even $600+. There's just not enough cards to go around. You can see only 21 copies of this card are even listed on TCG Player right now, and we are at a new all-time high. The previous high was actually right at or before release at $350. It fell all the way down to $277 was the all-time low. And then it's just kind of slingshotted off of that price. So continuing massive gains across the board. You're going to see this is a trend that is happening across the entire set. Now, on the graded side, you will see a little bit more affordable than some of the other cards we'll talk about in a PSA 10, but still very expensive. $1,355 is the most recent sale on eBay. 631 copies being graded just through PSA alone, with a PSA 10 pop of 477. So the gem rate looking to still be very good across the board here for these top special illustration rares. And you know, if we're going to talk about Ascended, we do have to talk about the big dog, the Mega Gengar. Card number 284. This card is just continuing to climb. Massive, massive gains. Check out the market price. It broke over the $1,200 mark. $1,231 is the current market price. Most recent sale above that, $1,269, and lowest listeds, you're 1 to 2 sales away from the $1,300 range. And I think it's going to get there. It's just a matter of time. Some of these jumps have slowed down a little bit, but you can see, you know, bottom of the page, 1,400. So it's not like the Mewtwo where like at the bottom of page 1, you were seeing more drastic jumps. It is slowing down a little, but still absolutely insane. New all-time highs for the Mega Gengar. Out the gate, it was almost $1,000 card. Dropped around $820, and since then it's been on an absolute tear. Only 17 copies currently available on TCG Player, with 57 sold over the past month. So you can see the disparity in the supply and demand. People want this card. People love this set. There's just not enough copies to go around. It's like a roughly 1 out of 1,600 packs to pull a specific special illustration rare. So a very, very difficult card to pull in general. So that you pair that with packs and boxes being so expensive, we're hoping that booster bundles at the end of this month, or next week rather, are going to help with the single supply, but I'm not sure if that's really going to be the case. We'll talk about booster bundles later in the video as well. On the graded side, continuing to climb in sales price as well. Most recent sale for this card in a 10, $4,110, a whopping $4,110. And, you know, this does have the highest PSA 10 population of any card from Ascended Heroes, and a pretty good gem rate as well. 1,994 copies, having been graded through PSA, with 1,361 copies hitting that PSA 10. So a lot higher population than what we saw from the Mewtwo, but obviously the most desirable card of the set. Next up, we're going to talk about sealed real quick, and then we'll jump back to singles. We are seeing a continued climb in the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. These boxes have moved rapidly. The fastest we've ever really seen these boxes jump up, to be honest. Current market price, $462. However, you'll see all the lowest listings are higher than that. We're 2 to 3 listings away from seeing this be a $500+ Elite Trainer box. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, February 20th in this range, This was a $244 box, and it has just sharply climbed since then. I mean, 28% just in the past month alone, 42% in the past 3 months, and this is still having some of those pre-release window prices, in the high 300s. So, the all-time low of around 244, which was right at release, by the way, and just continuing to dominate. Listed median price, $584. So these boxes will continue to climb. The only thing that can slow these down, I think, right now, and I don't think it would slow it down that much, is if we get another Pokemon Center drop of Ascended Heroes ETBs. We have had sets like Prismatic Evolutions had multiple PC ETB drops, so it is possible that they do drop more. We don't know when that'll be. It's usually obviously after the set's been out. So we're kind of getting into that time frame. If it's going to follow what Prismatic did, that we would be getting due for that potentially. But things have been kind of weird when it comes to the Pokemon Center drop. So that would be the only thing. But I think the price may drop or dip a little, and I think people will just gobble up the boxes, and then it will just continue to run. The set is just too good. So 304 boxes sold over the past month, only 77 available, just to show you the demand. And also, you can actually see over the past few days, sales have increased with as many as 19 selling yesterday just on TCG Player. So that's the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. The standard Elite Trainer Box continuing to look good as well. It's up almost 26% just in the past month from a low of 116. We're talking 146 current market. Most recent sale, 148. These are about to be $150+ box. Now these have moved up a little bit slower, but still looking really good. You can see, pre-release pricing as high as 160. So we're actually almost to a new all-time high for the box. Right here, 160 range. We did see some in the 180s actually back in December. But yeah, coming off of that all-time low right here at 104, 105 for the standard Elite Trainer Box. And let's see, you can see too, as we look through bottom of page 1, it doesn't have that big disparity either. So it's going to take a little bit more time. There's obviously a lot more boxes of the standard ETBs out there. Let's see, actually, how many have sold over the past month? 3,398 boxes just through TCG Player that have sold, and we have 1,000 listed right now. That's that supply and demand that I keep referencing with the set, but it's important to understand you have over three times the sales here than what is currently available, and that's over the past month. Obviously, you can see some sales have slowed down a little, although the other day you had a big jump up, 133 boxes sold in one day on April 14th for the standard Elite Trainer Box. Let's jump back to singles for a second. The Forest Chew. This is card number 276. Look at this chart. I mean, it had a slight dip out the gate, came out at $500, had a slight dip to $476. That's the all-time low on this card, and this card is not slowing down anytime soon. We just talked about the Japanese card the other day, but current market price $884. Most recent sale $928. So new all-time high for the Forest Chew. Lowest listeds right now are 930 and up. We are 4 sales away, or 5 rather, from being a $1,000 card. And then from there it goes $1,100, $1,150, $1,200. So we could see the Forest Chew. At this rate, I mean, earlier before the set came out, I would have said, no, I don't think that's possible. That seems insane. But now, with the popularity of this card and the demand, I think it's probably going to crack the $1,000 mark. I mean, it's crazy to say, but here we are. The proof is, kind of in the sales at this point. 68, almost 69% just in the past month for the Forest Chew. Absolutely, this one is a little bit of a mind blower, and you can see the disparity. 11 copies listed, 74 sold over the past month. So it's just going to continue to sell at this rate and continue to see massive gains. And that brings us to the sponsor of today's video, which is Double Hollow. So not only is Double Hollow a selling platform just like eBay, except they have 4.9% seller fees instead of a whopping 13%. So make sure you guys check out Double Hollow just for the selling platform alone. There will be a link in the description. But we're going to take a look at some of the premium analytics features that you can unlock. And we'll look at the Forest Chew here. And right now, we have it selected at PSA 10s, so you can see how that price has risen. PSA 10s we were seeing around 2,500, then they went up to around 2,900, 3,200, and now we're seeing most recently around 3,400 plus for this card in a PSA 10. So over the past little time here, 32% increase gain right here, just on PSA 10 pricing. We'll take a look at some of the premium analytic tools here. Obviously, grade, yes. Buy signal, bullish sentiment, low pop, hold, excellent. So a lot of good things pointing towards this card continuing to climb up over time. We can see they do have a price forecast that is going to continue to climb, which and with moderate risk, which I do kind of agree with that overall. Lean towards buying, rising fast. That all lines up perfect with this card. You have a little bit, there is a little bit of a moderate risk to this card as well. Like I said, booster bundles could affect, the influx of that, depending on how many we end up getting into the market. Should affect single prices, just to what extent, we just don't know quite yet. And then also too, we're going to look at some other grading companies as well real quick. So right here, we got PSA 10 pricing here, the most recent sales, one as high as 4,200. But let's just jump over to tag for a second. Most recent sales for tag 10s, 3,500, 3,250, 3,100, and $3,000. You can see the tag grade 2,200 out the gate and just continuing to climb steadily, 55% growth on the tag 10. And then we'll also look at, pick out CGC here. You can see, let's see, CGC doesn't seem accurate. We'll go over to BGS. BGS pricing up to around 3,600. Most recent sale, you got a 4,000, 3,800, 2,800, and then 3,900 for BGS 10s for the Forest Chew. So make sure you guys check out Double Hollow. They are the sponsor of today's video for just selling cards, and then obviously the updated premium analytics tools as well, which is a subscription for the analytics, but we do have a discount code down in the description as well if you guys want to save on the premium analytic tools from Double Hollow. Now let's get back to the topic at hand. Mega Dragonite. I mean, look at this chart as well, kind of similar to the Forest Chew, but not quite as crazy. 53% gain. It's pretty much only gone up. It's had a slight dip right here. Came out the gate 465, went to 570, and then just a slight dip for a few days to 550, and then just continued to climb new all-time highs for the Mega Dragonite. Current market price, $727. Most recent sale, $895. Lowest listeds are above the current market, but less than that most recent sale. You're talking $790. One at $790, then we're in the $800 range. A few more sales go through, then we're in the $900 range. And then at the bottom of page one, potentially the $1,000 range for the Mega Dragonite. Nothing would surprise me at this point if this card goes over $1,000, which is unfortunate for me. This is my chase card of the set. I do not have it yet, but it's continuing to climb. It just absolute dominate. So Mega Dragonite moving up as well. And then we're going to look at PSA 10 pricing here. As well, we'll jump back over to Double Hollow just for a second. You can see PSA 10 pricing out the gate, $2,000 back here, shot up to 2,200, and then we saw most recently around 2,300. Here are the confirmed most recent sales, 24. You got a 32, 23, 22, and $2,200 for this card in a PSA 10. And we have the pop report down here. 544 graded with 373 hitting that 10. It's a 68.6% gem rate for the Mega Dragonite. Next up, we have a gold card that's actually moving up from the set as well. The Mega Charizard Y. This is card number 294. It's up 7% right now over the past month, but from its low of 430 up to around 480 for current market price 490. Most recent sale 500. So we are seeing this card continue to go up. Lowest listeds, you have one at 510, including shipping, and then it goes up to 560 and possibly up into the $600 range. Another difficult card to pull, which is kind of nice to see. It was as high as 670 in the past, and then obviously coming off of its all-time low, continuing to drop and drop, and now people are kind of starting to gobble this card up. I know that if you guys are a master setting this, you're absolutely crazy, but if you're master setting, this is another card. People need it for their master set, and there's a low supply on TCG Player as well. Last sold in a PSA 10, a whopping $5,300. This one, not easy to grade like the other cards. 611 copies graded with 153 hitting that PSA 10 for the gold Charizard. Then we have, next up is the Pikachu card. This is SIR number 277. It's up 22% in the past month. This one hasn't grown quite as much as some of the others, but I think we may be in for a surprise with this one as well. As everything else has continued to climb, including the Mewtwo, I think this one may just be a little bit of a delay. And it's obviously a different style of art, but I do think it's kind of adorable, and I do like this card actually. But anyways, 22% up. Current market price 407, most recent sale 460, lowest listeds 500 and up. So this one is in the middle of an uptick as well. And then you see a massive disparity at the bottom of page 1, right? You got a lot in 500, 550 range, and then it goes 600 and then 800. So we could see the Pikachu continue to climb and see some pretty good gains. Now this card has been, let's see, we're technically at new all-time highs, by the way, for this card. 404 out the gate, dropped to 320s, and now we're seeing new all-time highs for the Pikachu. On the PSA 10 side, you can see the sales have gone up 1,200 out the gate, 1,300, 1,400. Now we're seeing around 1,500 right here. However, most recent sales, you do see a few higher. 1,800, 1,700, and 2,400 are the most recent PSA 10 sales for the Pikachu on eBay. Let's see the population. 316 copies graded, 205 hitting that 10, 64.5% gem rate. So pretty good gem rate once again across the board there on the graded information from the Pikachu. Then we have, this is some of those, they're not really, they're kind of lower end cards, if you will, for the set, but still expensive cards moving up. The Mega Feraligatr, SIR number 274, starting to see a bounce, 17% in the past month from the 140 range up into the 170s. You do have, looks like it may be seeing a slight dip from 170 back down to 160. Lowest listeds are quite a few right there in that $160 range, but nice to see it getting a little bit of a bounce. All-time low around $139, $140. Still a nice card from the set, but just hasn't been, quite as valuable as some of the other chase cards. Still lower supply though on TCG Player. 37 copies available with 93 sold over the past month. So if that trend continues, we could see this one see a little bit of a run. It's not going to be as crazy expensive as some of the other ones, but nice to see it getting a little bit of attention and moving up. And it's not every card though, right? Here's an example. The gold Mega, we saw the gold Charizard go up. The gold Mega Dragonite is not. It's kind of leveling off. So I could see it potentially going on a little bit of a run in the future, but right now it's kind of just holding off at around the 280 mark. It was $300 a month ago. It's dropped down a little bit. So it's not too bad as far as that goes. It's kind of really holding strong for the time being. 25 copies listed on TCG Player. Then we have another card. Here's another example, like the Lily's Clefairy. It's still a nice card. It's just not nearly as popular. And it looks like it may be kind of leveling off. It's in that same boat. It came out the gate 273. Looks like the all-time low of around 169. It's hovering slightly above that 172. However, lowest listeds are all 180 and up. So we may be starting to see this one see a little bit of a bounce here as well. So the Lily's Clefairy, 36.8% drop from its release, which is normally what we see when a set comes out. We usually see cards drop, into the first few months. However, Ascended Heroes has been, for the big cards, has been completely flipping the script on what we normally see. So Lily's Clefairy may start to rise here in the future. That is a duplicate of the Feraligatr. I do apologize. And then the booster bundles. This is the big thing, April 24th. Now, this puts it into it. It's an interesting topic just in general, because one, we don't really know how many booster bundles are really, we never really know exact numbers, right? So we won't know until these hit the market. They are expensive on TCG Player. We're seeing them in the $90 range. They were cheaper back here, April 9th and 10th, they were, or 10th and 11th, they were around $80 to $82. They climbed back up into around 93. Now they're a little higher on TCG Player than we're seeing on eBay. Lowest listeds, actually there's only one at 90, then it jumps back up to 93 on TCG Player right now. So we just don't know. And keep in mind too, with the set being so hot, yes, there will be a ton of people ripping these, especially if you're able to pick them up at your LGS, your Walmart, Target, at MSRP. People will rip them, but there will be more people than ever not ripping the booster bundles just due to the high secondary market price, and people will just hold on to them. So even though we're getting new product, which hitting the market, which should lead to more singles, keep in mind there was more people than ever sealed collecting as well. So yeah, that does play a factor. People will be holding sealed as well. So we just don't know, and with the difficult pull rates, how many of those SIRs are actually going to end up hitting the secondary market when it comes to this. So booster bundles may not have the effect. I'm hoping it does, but with the demand, I don't think it's going to have the effect that we want it to have happen for the singles prices to bring them down. Lowest listeds on eBay, right now we're talking $70 range, 70 to 75. Looks like the lowest listed for booster bundles on eBay at the moment. So definitely a good bit lower than TCG Player, right? And expect those TCG Player prices to drop on that April 24th. We should see a big drop, usually in the morning. Probably will be the cheapest price on that release date, because not everybody can list on TCG Player until the actual release date. So that's the booster bundles. Loose packs were continuing to drop and drop. We saw the all-time low for loose packs at $11.04. They've been rebounding up to around $12.60 currently for that. Let's see, lowest listed for an English copy, $12.66. So loose packs have been trending up as well. The set just continuing to absolutely dominate. I'm not really surprised by anything at this point. I feel like I said, hopefully I have to remain hopeful that booster bundles will bring some of those single prices down. But I don't know. I feel like maybe if it does, it's just going to dip just for a little bit, and then it's going to continue to climb with the demand for the set. So let me know, where do you guys see Ascended Heroes by the end of 2026? That's an interesting topic. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I have for you guys in this one. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel with notifications on, because not only do we post daily market update videos like this, news leaks and all that, but we do live streams for the Pokemon Center queues as well. We don't know when the next one is going to be for that, but like I said, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are set as well, because YouTube kind of goes in, sometimes they go and change your notification settings. I don't know why. Just make sure they're enabled properly. But that's all I have for you guys in this one. Another Ascended Heroes update. I know there's been a lot of them recently, but it is important kind of to stay up to date with what the set is doing. So we'll keep you guys updated in the future on the set as well. But that's all I have. I'll catch you